Hey, 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 y'all know who this is. And for those of you who don't, this is your revered mojihost Nandi coming at you with another episode of Messy Ministries. I got a good one for y'all today. Y'all ready for it? We're going to dive straight into it. This one I titled, My Husband's Erection Issues Are Leaving Me Unfulfilled. The writer says, my husband is incapable of having intercourse because he can't stay erect. He has a bad heart, so his doctor won't recommend the little blue pill. He sits around watching sports highlights and Netflix all day and has gained an extraordinary amount of weight. I am in the prime of my life sexually. Should I have an affair to get my needs met? I tried self-pleasuring, but it isn't the same. I've asked my husband to perform oral sex, but he says he finds it nasty and that we're too old for that. I'm not sure I want our marriage to end because he's a decent man, which is why I'm considering having an affair instead of divorcing him. We've been married almost 15 years. I can't do another 15 like this. What advice can you offer? Whoo, child, Chile. The first thing I'm going to say is, just by reading this, I know that your problems, y'all marital problems, go a whole lot deeper than just sex, child. I hear a big, big need for therapy in this marriage, whether it's couples, individual, or some combination of the two. Y'all gonna need this. Y'all gonna need this, especially since you're at the point where you want to have an affair. And for you to ask this question, it says that you might even have somebody in mind. At least that's what I think when somebody asks the question in the way that you posed it. You posed it like it was something that you were already considering and you had a person in mind. Because you said, should I have an affair to get my needs met? But let's talk about your husband a little bit before we talk about you. Your husband has a bad heart. So he can't use, I'm figuring you talking about Viagra because you said the little blue pill. So not only that, so he has a bad heart. He's overweight from what you've said. So a lot of those issues that he's having, especially the type of medication he's on, could actually be causing him to have erectile dysfunction, because that's the other word for, someone who is not able to sustain an erection. And I just want to put that out there, okay? So y'all know what this is called. But behind closed doors, y'all know what we call it, ladies. But anyway, so your husband is experiencing erectile dysfunction. Sometimes when men are experiencing this, they will pretend as if it's just that they have lost interest in sex, when it's just really the medications that they're on. They don't have the desire for sex, So I don't know if he also has like high blood pressure and he's taking some of those that may cause, erectile dysfunction. But I do think that what is going on between the two of y'all is a whole lot deeper than him just not being able to perform. When a man starts gaining a lot of weight, it's one thing when women do it. We kind of know what some of the causes are, stress being one of the biggest ones, where we don't get enough rest, we don't get enough of the right activity, we don't eat well, you know what I mean? All that stuff. But when a man starts to put on an extraordinary, as you described it, amount of weight, there is something there below the surface that is going on. Some type of depressive episode. Something is happening. And I don't know if the two of you have actually sat down and had a conversation about this or what, because you seem like you are, pretty much over it when it comes to the sexual part. But I think that if y'all can get together and maybe hash out what it is that's going on with him. You say he sits down and he watches TV all the time, and does that sound like that's healthy behavior to you? So yes, you want to orgasm. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not going to argue that point. But at the same time, Don't get so caught up in the idea of having sex that you ignore larger issues that are looming. Now, if your husband doesn't want to do therapy, maybe you've discussed that with him, or maybe he doesn't even want to talk about whatever the situation is. Now, at that point, that's a little different, because you should not have to be in a marriage where you are not getting what you need from it. You have a right to get what you need, and he should be getting what he needs. And hopefully what y'all needs are complementary. So it's not this push-pull all the time where one person is getting all their needs met and then the other is not. Now, it's not fair to you in regards to the intercourse issue. It's not fair to you that you are not satisfied in that area. I sure wish you had included your age. I mean, you said y'all had been married for 15 years and you didn't want to go another 15. So I figured that you're old enough to know what you want and young enough to have some more years where you might still want that same thing. So I can see how an affair might look like the best option. But I'm going to say this. If y'all are already having issues, an affair is not going to make those go away, nor is it going to make it better. So you got to really think about, is this marriage still working for you? Because it sounds like there is a lot of unspoken things happening here. So if you don't feel like the marriage is working for you and you've already attempted to talk to him and you've recommended therapy and he's not open to that, then, I mean, you might be at the point where you need to reevaluate whether this marriage is something that you can keep going for, like you said, another 15 years. Being a decent man, a decent person, is not enough of a reason to stay married, okay? He can be decent and y'all just be friends. Y'all be divorced and you're getting on with your life and having lots of sex. So you see what I'm saying here? So this doesn't have to be like a horrible ending. I mean, even though it could be hard, but usually by this point, you've already kind of like suffered, through it. And now you're ready to do something different, which is why I think you wrote to me. At least I hope that's why you wrote to me, not just because I'm just getting started, okay? Let it be because you really valued my opinion on this. And that's what this is, okay? This is my opinion. So even when this is done, when it's all said and done, when I've given you my opinion, it will be up to you to go out there and do what's right for you. But I say, take the high road as far as the affair goes. Don't waste your time on an affair. Get yourself together, repair whatever wounds you have, do what you have to do, and then you can leave, you can open yourself to maybe a new man or something, but, do that post-divorce if that's what you're going to do. Don't add somebody else to the craziness that's already going on, okay? Don't do that. You owe it to yourself to do better, all right? That's all I have. I hope I answered your question. Anybody else, if y'all got questions, feel free to submit it to me. My email is in the description, especially if you're on YouTube. You'll see my email in the description. If you're on Facebook, you can send me a private message because that means you have some access to my page, okay? If you're on YouTube, back to YouTube, I need you to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That way, anytime Messy Ministries airs a new episode, you will be one of the first to know. Thank y'all. Go have sex now. Orgasm.